It's Mock Draft Monday, and we are on version 11.0. Get ready for your all 49ers 7-round mock draft. Maybe we'll trade, maybe we won't. Smash that like button. What's going on, 49er faithful? It's your boy, the WayneBreezie, and welcome to the 49ers must-see all 7 rounds. We're going to do a 7-round mock draft right here. That's right. Now, this is post-free agency, so we got some, needs that we filled in free agency. Nothing that will stop me from mock drafting the best player freaking available and to where I feel like the 49ers need. Now, before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button, all right? All right, and don't forget, man, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and click on subscribe, all right? Subscribe to the channel. I truly would appreciate you as a subscriber. I definitely salute all the subscribers out there. And if you want to support the channel, become a member of the Breezie Bunch crew. We also have our sponsors over at residency.com. So go ahead and check them out, www.residency.com. Use the promo code SFBreezie, and you can save on your total purchase. All right, now you see me rocking the color green. It's St. Patrick's Day, so happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody out there. All right, man, truly appreciate you guys, love you guys, support and all that type of stuff. So thanks for tuning in. Let's get to this, man. 11. We pick 11. We got the new picks already updated. We traded Jordan Mason, so we'll get the extra 5th round swap, right? So we swapped in the 5th and we lose a 6th, I believe. Also, or we swapped the 6th and we gained the 5th. All right, so that's how it is. Also, we get a next year's 6th, which won't affect us much this year. So let's go ahead and get into it. And let's see if there's any teams that are willing to trade. Now, I personally don't want the 49ers to trade up, but let me just be clear. If the 49ers are going to trade up, it must be for these 3 players. Are you ready? All right. Player number 1, Abdul Carter. Player number 2, Travis Hunter. Player number 3, Mason Graham. All right. Now, if I'm going to trade up and I'm a 49er and I'm going to trade up, those are the only 3 players that I'm trading up for. Now, I'm expecting things to kind of like start to kind of like go the way that they need to. And this Thursday of the week, you can check out my all 32 team mock draft. All right, I'll have a special guest this week, so make sure you guys tune into that and check out the older one so you can see how I kind of been drafting. All right, so Cam Ward's going 1, Travis Hunter 2, Abdul Carter 3, Aston NGNT, Mason Graham, Jihad Campbell. All right, so dang. All right, so this is gonna make it very interesting for me. All right, now I have 3 trade offers. And I'm going to be honest, if this is my 49ers big board, I already told you my 3 top guys. Aston NGNT is on there as well. He would be 4th on my big board. Not for the 49ers, just for overall, right? I have him up there. But Mason Graham is there. Jihad Campbell is there as well. Tyler Warren is there. I see Shamar Stewart went to the Saints. Will Campbell is there. So my top 2 tackles are off the board. My top defensive tackle is off the board. My top edge rusher is off the board, and my top linebacker is off the board. Now, I can reach for a player right here, or I can look to see who is willing to trade. Now, I like this right here because now I see the Indianapolis Colts. It looks like they want to move up to 11, and we drop back to 14. Now, how rich is this going to cost the 49ers? We got to play around with it. And for me, I don't want to drop back that many slots. All right. I don't want to drop back to like 20. And let's just see the other teams. You can see Cincinnati. So I'm willing right now. I'll be willing to trade with Indy and Cincy right here. And I can probably trade back. I'll trade here. See if I can get this trade to work. First, they want 11. And so the question is, what else can I get? From Indianapolis. All right. So I can't get that 45th pick, but I can get pick number 80. All right. And I can probably, since I lost my 6th round pick, I'm going to try to get that back. Right. So I'm going to end up with more picks. And I know people are like, oh, man, Breezie, you draft too many players, but you got to understand why we're trading back. All right. Why we're trading back. So let's resume with the draft. Let's see who Indianapolis picks, and then we'll be on the board 3 spots later. All right, so Indianapolis, they ended up going with Mike Green. All right, now that's my number 2 edge rusher in this draft. And I know he has the red flags, so I totally understand that. But I like where we're going because I can still go edge here, but I want to see what top defensive interior guys are available. And I see Kenneth Grant is right there, and I wouldn't mind taking big Kenneth Grant. He's like my number 4 edge. I have Derek Harmon over him because I like Derek Harmon in the pass rushing game as well. I see several trade backs, you know what I'm saying, with teams that are looking to trade back, like Arizona wants to move up. And the Niners, if this is the draft where they're looking to get better, expect some trade backs. I'm not going to lie. Like, expect that, right? And so with Arizona, if I'm looking to get a guy like Derek Harmon, but I'm getting extra picks in the top 100, that's what it's all about for me, all right? So I'm going to see if I can get 47, which I can't, but it looks like they may give me 78, and I'm going to try to get 115, but I'm going to give them some picks back, all right? I'm going to give them some picks back. So I'm going to throw in 189, which is what I got, and I'll throw in a 7th round pick just to kind of see if it'll boost up my chances, and let's see what happens. All right, cool. A lot of people might not like this trade, but I actually like it. All right, I actually like it because people were like, oh, you gave up too much, whatever. Nah, I wanted that 78th pick because now look where I'm going to be drafting. I have plenty of top 100 picks. And now I'm on the board. Ezeraku, one of my top 5 guys as far as edge rushers. So here's where I think I'd go. All right, first round, I do like James Pierce Jr. Know a lot of people know that I like him. I'm torn between Harmon and Alexander. I like Kenneth Grant, especially in the run game. Think he'll be excellent in stopping the run, but I'm looking for a guy that's going to be good at stopping the run and rushing the passer. You see Walter Nolan is still there. He's my number 2 defensive tackle on the board. Will this be a reach for him though at 16? I don't think it would be. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think it would be. I can go Will Johnson as far as corners here. Get a good, I would say like a zone man kind of corner out there. Press zone more is where he'll be good at. Niners play a lot of quarters defense, so that might be a steal. Getting him at 14 and then looking at 43, 75, 80, 78, 80 to get some of these other players as far as linebackers, edge rushers, things like that. So that could be a way that the Niners may actually go. Like, go Will Johnson here. Do the Niners look to replace wide receiver production? Do they go offensive line? Kelvin Banks Jr. is there, right? At 20. Can I go that route? I feel like the Niners have, for me, I feel like the Niners have tackles. I like Josh Simmons. The injury is really plaguing me right now. I can go Josh Connerly. I like him. I think he's got the best 10-yard split for offensive tackles in the draft. There's some guys that the Niners, like, I feel like the Niners can go. It's really between this James Pierce, this corner. I know a lot of people feel like we don't need the cornerbacks position. We got Demo. We've got Renardo Green. So why draft the Will Johnson? Well, now, you want the top corners out there if you're playing, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like he will give us that, but I feel like it's a little too rich to go there. I'm not drafting an offensive tackle yet, only because I feel like there's not a desire need. I don't feel like that tackle will be an impact year 1. Year 2, but not year 1. So I'm going to go defense. So I can tell you that right now. And I'm torn between Harmon and Alexander. And right now, I'm going to go with a player that I don't ever think I've mocked before. And I'll explain why on the breakdown. So make sure you guys check out the breakdown on the Patreon. It's www.patreon.com. I went with Darius Alexander from Toledo. I know he's a little older, but I like his speed. I like his ability to rush the passer from the inside. He can also line up as an edge rusher on the outside. I'll break him down a little bit more in detail for sure on the Patreon. That's patreon.com/the WayneBreezie. All right, patreon.com/the WayneBreezie. Now, I think I'm pretty much done trading. I traded back twice in the first round, and we are in the second round. And look at what happened here. Look at what happened. And sometimes the board is going to fall to you. Sometimes it's just going to fall to you. It just is. And I feel like this is God sending me an angel because he's like, God is like, all right, man, listen, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but you need to address your defensive interior and your offensive line. Okay. And so I'm going to go defensive interior. I'm not even going to rush this. It's Walter Nolan for me. If I could get Walter Nolan in the second round, sign me up for the Christian Jubilee and write my name on the scroll. All right. Write my name on the scroll. All right. So that to me is a sure deal. So now I've addressed the defensive front. I think Robert Saleh gets 2 picks. Now, don't forget, for those that are just tuning in, I did some trading. I did some wheeling. I did some dealing. I got pick 78. I think we got pick 80. So we got pick 115. And I know those are outside the top 100, but I got 4 more top 100 picks. All right, 4. We're at 75 now. This is our original pick. Now, I did not address the offensive line yet, but I want to see the best players available. All right, I want to see the best players available. All right, for the offensive line. I doubled up at interior defensive tackle because I feel like that is the biggest need. Plus, I said that you can line up Darius Alexander, all right, on the outside, and he can kind of be like, how we kind of saw a little bit of Sam Okwuanyanu, like that. To me, you can get some of that. Now, do I want to be crazy and go out and get the long arm Josiah Stewart from Michigan? You want to talk about wingspan? I mean, the wingspan is there if you're looking for a pure edge rusher. He can also set the edge against the run too. Do we go straight DDD, like as far as edge rushing, or do I look to address the edge rusher a little bit later? I do see Ozzie Trapilo there for Boston College as a tackle. I like him. I feel like he's a real strong candidate for tackle position, but I see Marcus Bowe there, Savanea, and don't forget, I have other picks. You know what I'm saying? I have other players that we can pick. I see Brandon Crenshaw Dixon there, Chase Lunt there as a right tackle, Logan Brown. All right. I see other guys. Now, I'm not looking to trade out of these top 100 picks right now. We could use a tight end that's a little bit different than Jordan Mason. I mean, the tight end that we signed, Luke Farrell. We could get another tight end. Right now, Farrell looks like he's going to be the blocking guy. We don't necessarily have a tight end that could do what Mason Taylor does. I wouldn't mind him being the pick, but I just feel like for me, tight end, I know the Niners are going to go with a tight end. I just don't feel like they go that early. I do feel like we need to replace the linebacking. We do need a linebacker. So linebacker for me would fit this role at pick 75. I'm definitely looking at Chris Paul Pooh Jr. I feel like there's some offensive tackles we can get. We still got another 3rd round pick. So let me see what I can do as far as offensive tackle. For me, the pick is in. I'm going back-to-back Ole Miss guys, Chris Paul Jr. All right, again, like I said, we're on the clock, and just like that, we are picking again, which it looks like I can go out and get an Ozzie Trapilo from Boston College, right tackle, mean guy, can be the replacement of Colton McKivitz, can come in and give him that. You can see he does struggle in zone run, zone blocking, run blocking, not his biggest strengths, right? Pass blocking grade is his biggest strength, so he's going to be there mainly to protect the quarterback. I think the best thing about him is the simple fact that he can play on the left side as well. So he sounds like a swing tackle right off the top. Like, to me, he sounds like a swing tackle right off the top. Just for me. Kevin Winston Jr., safety out of Penn State, is available. Running backs DJ Giddens is available. Marcus Bowe, one of my favorite guys out here, man. I just love the way he plays football. He can play guard, he can play tackle. Really good in his zone. He's probably one of the most athletic offensive linemen in this draft, and he would fit to the Niners. If you're going to use him on these power runs, these inside runs, maybe he'll struggle a little bit. But I really do like him as far as, when it comes to the zone runs, the outside zone runs. I really do like him. Tate Ratledge is another guard. I feel like this is the area like the Niners are going to go, right? They're going to go for the athleticism. They're going to go for a guard in this area. And I wouldn't be surprised if it is Tate Ratledge, who tested very well in the underwear Olympics. just my opinions on that. Now, again, we pick 80, we pick 100. So we got some players that we can even look to trade back to see if we can even gain any more top 100 picks, because right now it looks like the Cincinnati Bengals want to move up 3 spots. So to move up 3 spots, I just want to play with it. All right, pause. And I want to see what I can get. Will they give me pick? Sorry, take that off. Will they give me, see, I don't want to lose pick 80, because they'll get pick 80 and 81, and then our last pick will be pick 100. So I don't know if I want to do that. So no, I'm not really feeling the trade. So we're not going to trade. We're just going to straight up draft our players. All right, look, I talked about getting a tight end. Mason Taylor is there. I'm going to go ahead and draft Mason Taylor for the San Francisco 49ers. He could be the outside tight end, and what the Niners are looking to do, especially in 12 personnel, and give you another option of a pass-catching tight end out there on the football field, all right, on the football field. I see Ozzie Trapilo still there. For some reason, he's not being drafted, and if I could get him at pick 80, it's a done deal. Get me the big guy out of Boston College, all right, 6'8", 309, and again, can play tackle both sides, all right? So Trapilo is the pick for me. Boston College in there. And just like that, like I'm really, securing the San Francisco 49ers for the here and now, right? So for their future and now, like I'm setting them up for that. Now, the key is to pick the best player available in the top 100, right? The key is to get those players. Those players can be impact players out there on the football field. And I see several of them available, all right? I see several of them available. Jarrett Wilson, I know he's been the guy that I've wanted to the San Francisco 49ers for the longest, and I get it. I do. But I don't know if I'm going to pick him as a top 100 player, even though he's ranked 100. I'll try to see if I could get him at 113. That'll be a steal in the draft. But I need a player that can come on here and be a difference maker. And as much as I love Andrew Makuba, and I've been drafting Andrew Makuba, I really like Devin Neal, the running back out of Kansas. This will be a guy that, to me, he's not as big as Jordan Mason, doesn't play as big, 5'11", 215, good size to him, has good speed, but I like he's probably the best dual threat, like a good pass catching running back, good running back, outside zone. You can see the grade is there, all right, zone grade 83, gap grade 86, so he's damn near even. His elusiveness is everything, and the key to him, this is what I look for when I look at running backs. You ready? So I don't have the averages here. They're not showing me the averages. I'll break that down. But look at the yards after contact, and then look at the missed tackles forced. And that right there is what I want, right? Can they force missed tackles, right? And can they get yards after being hit? All right. And then the explosive runs are there as well. So I do like Devin Neal. I mean, everything is screaming go Makuba, but I feel like with Makuba, I feel like we have him. Like, I feel like that's Malik Mustafa. I don't think we need to double up there for Malik Mustafa. I mean, you can see he plays in the box. He plays deep, too. He can play the rangy feel. He probably has the speed to play the range. He's good in the run. All right. Force and completion rate is damn near high. Run defensive grade is pretty damn good. All right. I don't know if I want to go Makuba, if I want to go running back. So, I think this is tough. This is tough because I know there's running backs that I could probably get a little bit later, but I feel like Makuba at the safety position to close out the third round should be the pick. Sorry, Devin Neal. I'll see if you can last to 113. And since I'm done trading, I'll go ahead and speed this up to fast, and we'll speed this up a little bit, and we'll see who's available. So we're pick 113, all right, that we have. We have 113, 115. So we have 3 fourth-round picks to go. You're going to see a bunch of quarterbacks up here, all right. Now, I've addressed the interior twice. I've yet to address the edge, okay? And this is around the time I like to get my guy, David Walker. So for everybody that watches my mock drafts, if you don't see me go edge super duper early, it's because I think the steal of the draft is going to be a kid named David Walker, all right? David Walker out of Central Arkansas. Understand that it's a small school. If you watch my breakdowns on the Patreon, you can see why I'm infatuated with this kid, but I fell in love with him at the Senior Bowl, and so my pick is in. He's going to be my first fourth-round pick. All right. Now, pick 115 is in, and I've addressed tackle, tight end, linebacker, 2 interiors. I got me an edge rusher, David Walker. And now I think this is where they probably go corner. We got to look at some of the best players available. All right. See if we can get any of those players that we might have kind of missed out on. You know what I'm saying? A little bit early. All right. And let's have some fun with this, okay? Let's literally have some fun. I think the Niners definitely look, with all the picks that they have, they look to shore up the offensive line for sure. So we'll probably address that again. We didn't get one of those killer guards. I like to call them killer guards because that's what they do out there on the football field. I do want to look at Brandon Crenshaw Dixon out there, who's right tackle, left tackle, another good swing. You can see he has a higher zone grade than my man Trapilo. Well, you know, when it comes to the tackles, there's another tackle that I want. Nobody's talking about him. His name is Logan Brown. If I'm going to go tackle again, that's who I'm really looking to get out of Kansas. So keep your ear to the streets for Logan Brown. So if I'm going to double up at tackle, cool. Let's check the interior once he was available for sure. Willie Lampkin. You know I love me some Willie Lampkin. Luke Condra's there as well. Those are 2 guys. Connor Cobley. Some of the mean guys that we can actually go after. All right. So Willie Lampkin is definitely an option at 115. Because after that, we're done. Let's look at the running backs. Jadon Blue is there from Texas. Not a huge fan, but let's just check, man. You can see he's very elusive. All right, very elusive. But let's look and see what those numbers are. 517 yards after contact, 37 forced missed tackles and stuff like that. I feel like Damian Martinez would fit better. Bigger back, 6 feet, 232. He's a big back, right? Big back. But what makes him special is his ability to understand the zone and the gap. You remember how we used to get upset a little bit with Isaac Correndo because he really wasn't the zone runner that we wanted him to be. He didn't get to the outside. He didn't read the block, didn't read who was blocking and setting him up. Well, you don't have this problem with Damian Martinez, and I think I've mock drafted him plenty of times before. But there you go, 42 missed tackles, 722 yards after contact. And that, for me, for running backs, is what I'm looking for. Yards after contact, the force of the missed tackles, the rate of that mainly is what I'm looking for. I see Mello Dotson's up here as far as corners. I do like Noel Williams. I feel like Noel Williams would fit really well with the San Francisco 49ers. He had a really good East-West Shrine Bowl game. All right, East-West Shrine Bowl. You can see his man coverage grade is pretty low, and I understand that. It's almost a 70, but I'm okay with that because the Niners don't play a lot of man. They play more zone, and I just feel like he fits the zone. I really wouldn't be surprised if this is the guy. I mean, he fits the bill, right? 6'1", 200 pounds. I think he fits the bill. The Niners, the pick is in, man. I'm going to draft Noel Williams out of Cal. Is that Cal Berkeley? Cal Berkeley. Oh, wow. All right, let's get to this last 4th round pick. This is our original pick, 138. Okay, our original pick, 138. All right, let's look at this pick. Let's see who's available. I talked about addressing the tackle position. Now, Chase Loon is not getting enough props, in my opinion. Like, he's just not, right? Big right tackle, 6'8". We've broken him down before, all right? Brashard Smith. Loved what I saw from him at the Senior Bowl, okay? He got 1,326 yards. He averaged 5.7 yards per average, 14 TDs, 41 receptions, 51 yards, 51 targets. He only missed 10 targets. Look at his zone and gap grade, all right? You're not going to get the elusiveness. The yards after the contact, 3.34. That's a good freaking number. That's the number I'm really looking for when I look for yards after contact, all right? Because that's per contact. That's like per play. Every time he's touched the ball and he gets hit, how many yards does he average after the contact, okay? 3.3 yards. So that means if he gets 5 yards for carries, average of 5, he's going to end up getting you an extra 3 yards. I really like Brashard Smith, and I might not pass up on a Brashard Smith in round 4. I feel like round 4 is where the Niners go running backs anyway. And I think, I see an edge rusher that I like too. I want to double up on the edge. Let me just check running backs, and this is how it works. I see Ja'Cory there, Jarquez Hunter, Trevor Etienne. Bashal Tootin. I mean, that could be a guy. Jordan James from Oregon. Taj Brooks is another big guy. All right, I tell you what. I'll hold off on the running backs. I think it'll be best or wise. We don't have any weapons, and I haven't addressed the wide receiver position, and I don't want to keep passing up on the wide receivers. Now, I know I pick 147, and I feel like Kobe Hudson, Kyle Williams, that's a guy I really like. Jalen Lane, very fast timing. Dante Thornton is who I mocked last time. Ricky White is there. Kobe Hudson, though, is a player no one's really talking about, right? Look at the contested catch rate, man. It's almost 48.1%. Love that. Yards per route per run, so he's running 2.7 yards per route. Does have 6 drops, though. That's a little bit alarming to me. Like, anything under 5 drops, I can dig with. I can route with. This is what Kyle Williams has done, though. So I want to show that Kyle Williams is a 1,000-yard receiver, 17.1. Look at everything, though. Everything is there. Like, everything is there. You play man on him, he's beating you. Like, I don't know if I'm going to pass up on Kyle Williams. I'm going to pray that I can get Kyle Williams in my next pick. If not, I'll look for another wide receiver. I know it's late addressing the top-tier wide receivers. Running backs, I could probably steal one at pick 160. I feel like I could still get a good guy. Olo Wafemi Aladejo is a guy, to me, that can play linebacker and can play edge. So the pick is in, and I'm going to get him at pick 138. So if you were a little weary about me drafting David Walker, okay, don't be weary because I backed it up. And that's what I did, right? So I got 2 top interiors, 2 top edge rushers to me that I feel like would be there. All right, now I talked about getting Brashard Smith. I could get him in the 5th. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. I do want to look at Jarquez Hunter, another guy, 1,200 yards, 4.1 yards after contact. Look at the elusive rating. I don't care about like the 40 speed, even though like 40 speed is a lot, but man, like look at that. All right, now I got to go look at the wide receivers. I'm going to bank on and say I could get a wide receiver in round 5. My 5th round pick is going to be a wide receiver. I think I'm going to draft Jarquez Hunter out of Auburn here, because I like his ability and what he can do after the freaking contact. Ain't nothing like seeing a player get hit in the backfield and just be done, right? Like, if he can still get me 4 yards after getting contacted, I can live with that, okay? 59 forced missed tackles, 762 yards after contact. It's pretty solid in the pass catching game. Only 2 drops, all right, 155 yards, no touchdowns receiving. I can live with it. 6.5 yards per carry. You missing Jordan Mason? Well, you replace him with the Jarquez Hunter. All right, man. Now I got my fingers crossed because Kyle Williams is the wide receiver that I want. And just going to the full draft in round 5, I feel like he's going to be snatched up. And I'm just getting down there. So Luke Condra's gone. Did I see his name go? I did not. Is my wide receiver there? He's gone. So where the hell did he go? Kyle Williams, Brashard Theory, where he went to the Cowboys. Of course he did. He went to the Cowboys. All right, so Nick Nash. Nobody's talking not a lot about Nick Nash. As far as, let's just see let's see how athletic Nick Nash was at the combine, all right? And so this is probably my first time actually getting to watch him, all right? So he's 6'2.5" inches tall. He's 203 pounds, like the size for the wide receiver. Ran a 4.58, so he's a 4.5 guy, okay? Sub 4.6, all right? So 4.5 guy, 1.54 split. Nothing that really stood out. But the question is, can he get open? And I think that is most important. 1,000-yard wide receiver. Look at it. Look at the Blues. All right. Look at the Blues. Does have 6 drops. Okay. Does have 6 drops. Okay. Now I said I want anything under 5. Am I settling for him? No. But look at the missed tackles he forces after he gets the ball in his hands. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I like it. Screens, deep catches there. Line him up in the slot. You can put this big fella in the slot. It's almost 6'3". It's almost like putting another Jawan Jennings in the slot. He's a faster version of Jawan Jennings. Look at that. 1,244 yards in the slot. I think my pick is in. Ladies and gents, I get to watch film on Nick Nash. And as we continue to move, we have 2 7th-round picks left because we did some wheeling and dealing. For those that are just tuning in, make sure you smash that like button, all right? And make sure if you're new to the channel and you like the draft content, leave me a comment. Leave me some feedback. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you dislike. But subscribe to the channel first, all right? I'm only listening to subscribers. Now, I'm just messing with you. I listen to everybody, all right? All feedback is welcomed. All feedback is welcome. All right, we got 2 7th-round picks left. Man, I had the Niners definitely going quarterback, and I just don't feel like they're going to go that route. I apologize if I'm changing my ways or whatever. But I feel like they're just not going to go that route. Now, I've addressed every position, and some I definitely did multiple because the Niners are depleted in certain positions. They're depleted to me and on the defensive front, hands down. Depleted defensive front, freaking pleated, right? So I'm looking to draft a whole new line that could come in together. So I got 2 tackles, okay? 2 guys I think that can start over, in my opinion, the tackles that we have. I got a couple of edge rushers that can come in on certain situations. All right. David Walker just knows how to get to the quarterback. Olaf Wafemi Ladejo, another guy. All right. So I'm not going to go edge rusher again, even though part of me wants to go edge rusher. I'm not going to lie, because I see an edge rusher that I would love here. But I'm going to look at some interior help. I think they go 7th round. They get some interior help on the line. And so I feel like all these guys are key. Fair game. Clay Webb, small school from Jack State, would be a nice pick. You know how I feel about Marcus Weir. I'm all about the mean maulers. You know, I'm all about the mean maulers and for on the offensive line. I'm all about getting those guys that are mean, that can run mean, maybe have some versatility to them. Things like that. And Marcus Weir is the guy that I like, to me, the most. Clay Webb is another good guy out there. You can see he plays left guard. We need a left guard. All right. Zone is his game. You know, zone is his game. But again, it's a small school. I've drafted Weir before, but you can see, man, look at those snaps, man. 915 snaps. All right. He's only given up 1 sack, 2 hits, and 4 hurries last season. All right. And that's key to me. So Clay Webb, Marcus Weir, these are the guys. All right. All right. And so when I look at that, no sacks, 2 hits, 3 hurries. Okay. Smaller schools. But I feel like you can find your best bang for a buck at these smaller schools when you have a guy that's going to come in here and play the mean guy, right? Like that's all I need from a guard. Now, the question is, can I get them with my last pick? And should I double up at any of the other positions? I did draft Chris Paul Jr. I'm curious if I want to go Teddy Buchanan out of Cal. All right. And I like these players out of Cal. I think they put up some really good film from watching. They put up some really good film. So I actually do like him out of Cal. I don't think the Niners are going to go with 2 linebackers in the draft because they still have guys that they're developing. So I think they'll get 1. As far as safety, they've been addressing that position in free agency. So I think I got the safety, if I'm not mistaken, that I wanted in Makuba. But edge rusher, I mean, I feel like the Niners are depleted at edge rushing. And this kid showed me something. Just his workout alone at the Senior Bowl was like, yes. And I'm all about using the combination of speed, power, moves. Like, I'm all for that. Pass rush. I can't say these words together. Pass rush win rate is 15.1%. Now, does he struggle against setting the edge? Yeah, like he's not going to be that. But you could bring him in on pass rush downs, and he'll give you production. And I think that's what you need, right? He's not going to be on the field first down, second down, but on those 3rd and longs. And you need a guy to get to the quarterback and get you sacks. This is a guy that's going to come in and get you sacks. And so I wouldn't mind drafting 3 edge rushers here, or even looking for another interior defensive lineman, like a big Cameron Jackson, a Ty Robinson. Like, I wouldn't mind if you wanted to go the big run stuffing route, even though I feel like we took care of that a little bit earlier. But for me, I really feel like the edge is the issue. I'm going Fidel Diggs out of Syracuse. We got 1 pick left, pick 249. And this is where I'm going to go, and I'm probably going to get one of those maulers out there, man. I'm sorry. I'm going. They got taken? You've got to be kidding me. Who the hell looking at those guys? Marcus Weir's there. He's going to be my final pick, man. I'm not going to play around with it. I want to address the offensive line. You guys heard me talk about him before. I've done some film study on him. That kid's a mauler, and that is mock draft 11. 49ers mock draft 11. Sound the alarm. It is in. Now, we do know the grades are the grades. Just to do a quick recap, I did some trading. I will be breaking this draft down on the Patreon. So if you guys are members of the Patreon, you'll be able to get this breakdown, why I went with these guys, why I made these trades. Cool beans, cool beans, cool beans, cool beans. Okay, cool beans. All right, so C+, with the Derek Alexander pick, a few C pluses here. Walter Nolan gave me an A plus because I was able to get him in the second round. First round guy going to second round is going to give you A plus. Chris Paul, even though I drafted him at 75, still a C plus because they don't feel we need a linebacker. Mason Taylor gave me a B. Ozzie Trapilo an A. Makuba B minus. David Walker B plus. All right, we moving him now. All right, B plus, B plus, B plus. Oh, Nick Nash gave us the C, but we finished with an overall A minus. All right, overall A minus. All right, guys, let me know what you guys think of the mock draft. Thank you so much for tuning in. I truly appreciate you guys. Don't forget to hit that like button. Leave a comment in the comment section. All feedback is welcome. And until the next time, faithful, keep it faithful to the Bay. We out this joint. Peace.
What's up, faithful? Thanks for watching. Hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and make sure you check out some of the other cool videos.